Hello, guys. Now, I'm just going to be spewing random bouts of knowledge and random bouts of information and just anything I can think of here. And I've been meaning to make a video like this for a while. It's a new kind of video I'm trying. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, when I was little, I wasn't like every other kid. I mean, we were all just there. It didn't matter what color you were or anything. And then when I got older, I stuck with that. It still didn't matter. And then everybody, went into that phase of boyfriends and girlfriends, and I just kind of sat there on the sidelines like, what does it matter? I mean, I was just happy having friends. I didn't even know what a relationship was at the time, and the feeling of it didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand what people meant. And as I got older, I was still an oddball. I mean, I was confused as what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure what sports I liked. I wasn't like everybody else, really. I mean, while everyone else was in first grade writing about what they enjoyed about their summer, I was sitting there daydreaming of what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I had wide dreams of traveling to space and collecting moon cheese until the facade that I had going in my head was broken by a science teacher that the moon doesn't have cheese. And that killed it for me. After that, I never wanted to be a spaceman. I mean, the moon, spaceships, the danger. I never lost that fascination for what's out there in the stars. I just lost the drive to want to try and go myself. And as I grew up, I watched and I listened. And I just listened to people talk and the different ways that people talk to each other. And it's just amazing how people treat each other so badly. And it's harsh. But there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, that's how people feel anyways. I mean, if you said something to someone or spoke up a little bit, at least you could help one person. At least one person out there could be helped by you. Right? I mean, we all have these fascinating dreams of growing up to be superstars or rock stars or the next Bon Jovi, the next Kristen Stewart, and these Robert Pattinson and all that bullshit. Well, when I was a kid, I dreamt of being Jules Verne. I dreamt of being the guy inside of Weird Science. I dreamed of being just anything. I mean, as I got older, my imagination just was there, always beside me. Whenever I was in class and I would be told I was wrong, and I would just sit there and listen and just listen in on everything my teacher said, just super quiet as I just listened. And slowly, as I started to listen, I started to hear other people's conversations, and then within this, I realized how other people talked, and from that I learned about what other people liked, and from that I went into a very, very, what I would call, horrible point. This was around 6th grade, 5th grade, where the only thing I cared about anymore was impressing people. And I hated that about me. It was horrible. The worst thing about people nowadays is when they try to be something that they're not, because it's just not them. It's like putting on a mask every morning before school and then just acting like you are something you're not, and it's horrible. I mean, you only could wear a mask for so long. And then when it finally comes off, if the people don't like you for who you actually are, then in the end you didn't really make any true friends because you never showed your real self. After I had my first relationship, which I'm still young anyways, I'm 15. I mean, after my first relationship, you can say, I was devastated. This person that I had grown emotionally attached to, and they're just cut me off like a dying limb and said, bye, adios, so calmly, so quietly, and so quick. After that, I didn't really date anyone for a while, and then my second relationship was pretty much the same, and I was too nervous to even hold hands without turning into a bright, shiny red tomato with, the glimmer of just complete innocence. And I still didn't quite understand everything in the world yet. And then came my third relationship. The most in-depth relationship I've ever had with anyone, even friendship-wise. And for a while, it meant everything to me. The way she smiled, the way she just looked at me with those eyes, and it was amazing. And I was awestruck as to someone could share with another person like that. So we talked a lot, and we hung out and just talked for hours and hours. And my first kiss, man, after that you would think I've kissed tons of people before, because it was just like she was the only person I wanted to be with at the time. And I know that's just in the moment, but to me at that moment it meant everything. But that obviously ended, and I was heartbroken. But that's part of growing up. You learn how to deal with these things, and it hurt really bad for a while, but I got better, obviously. And you keep growing from these things that you learn in life, and you find new people. And I've come to this point where I got into another relationship. It ended horribly. I was cheated on and got back with her anyways, and then I was cheated on again, and then she left me for someone else. And I was so stupid as to just keep going back. I don't know why. But it happened. I didn't mean to. It wasn't that I wanted to deal with it, but I did anyways, because I cared. And then after that, it ended. And yeah, so after that relationship, it pretty much is now, relationship-wise, single. Which I'm okay with. I don't mind it. I just kind of float on. I just don't understand sometimes, but I've been sitting there analyzing, and the other day I had this moment of realization, and I noticed something about my childhood that I didn't think anyone else quite thought of. I was like a little Christian kid. We prayed every night before bed, and we read the Bible, and we had the stories every night. My mom would read me a book before I went to bed. And my favorite book, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, by Jules Verne, was like the book my mom read to me to sleep one night because I chose it at the bookstore. And I remember, since I didn't know my dad too well when I was little and finally got a chance to hang out with him, it was cool. But when I got older and we moved to West Virginia, and he moved there, this one day when we were walking, I was around 10, and we were walking, and I was just like, I was sitting there, and I was talking to him as we were walking, not sitting. We were walking to the park, and I just looked up at him, and I said, do you ever, wonder how everything was formed? And every time I think about why we're here, or why are people here, or what reason do we have of being here, and I get this strange feeling of self-awareness, where it's like I've gotten to the point where I'm so calm and thinking that I can hear my blood flow, and I hear my heartbeat. Thump, thump, thump. And it's weird. I mean, it's interesting. That we go through all of these things and people hurt each other and put each other down when we're all just human. If you get cut, don't you bleed? If I get cut, don't I bleed? I'm human too, aren't I? I mean, these words that people throw at each other, like fat, ugly, bitch, whore, slut. These words should be meaningless, but people take them too seriously. And what upsets me the most is when people hurt one another and then they drive another person to the point of disparity where they've just collapsed under the pressure. And I wish I could help, and I try to be there for people, but you can't always be there. And I speak up and I try to help them out, and it doesn't always help though. Whenever I see someone, no matter how they look or how they talk, I always try to be nice. And I always try to make friends with that person. Because you don't know where they come from, what happened in their life, what led them up to this point in their being. We are who we are for many reasons, and those reasons we might never know. But we can choose where we go, although we can't choose where we come from, using what we've learned in our lives. And I mean, I'm at a point where I'm at a stalemate. I mean, I'm really happy, but I'm sad at the same time. And I just don't know how that could be, and I'm just trying to figure that out right now. And yeah, so if you guys out there need someone to talk to, well, know that you can always talk to someone in your family or at school or a counselor. But if you've had a rough story you want to talk about that you've overcome, or some obstacle that you've climbed, or the biggest mountain you've climbed, put it down in the comments below, because I want to hear this. I want to hear your stories. I want to know things about you, and I'll tell you things about me. So yeah, put down anything in the description, the comment section below. If you want more videos like this, then hit the like button. But other than that, have a nice day, night, season, holiday, whatever it is for you right now. And I wish you the best. Bye.